Hello everyone, welcome to BBQ Elevated. Today it's Turkey Day and we're making some smoked turkey breast. So just kind of wanted to show you some of the things that I do and how I go about smoking turkey early morning, Thanksgiving morning when it's cold outside, but it's also at elevation. So here we go. So these turkey breasts, I'm doing something with these I've never really done before. I've usually just dry brine them with salt and just kind of let them sit in the fridge, but these ones I decided to marinate. Decided to use this rub that I wanted to try out that a guy gave me here locally. It's just got like some chicken scratch in it with some lemon pepper and some cayenne seasoning and some Cajun seasoning to kind of give a little bit of a kick. But that's what we're going to go ahead and use today. These have been soaking and marinating since yesterday. I did inject them with this stuff also. Just really wanted to give it a try and kind of layer that flavor by having some meat, by having just some of that seasoning inside the actual meat, and then we'll put some stuff on top of it. With turkeys, I never really used mustard or never coat them. Got the fire going on the smoker, letting it get warmed up to about 160, or sorry, about 260. So I'm going to put it at before I start putting these on. If you've got a pellet grill, 225, 230 is probably fine. The only thing I recommend on a pellet grill, wherever your little box is that controls the flame, if it's one in the middle, try to keep your breast on the outer rim of it, away from that direct heat. Otherwise, just do the best you can. Sorry, I got a bunch of ash going everywhere from the fire this morning, but anyways. So I'm going to do these breasts two different ways. One of them just going to do with a mix of salt and pepper. Again, restaurant grind pepper, just those bigger chunks, and then kosher salt. Really helps to give it that, really helps with the texture of it, and attracts the meat, attracts the smoke to the meat. And then the other one, I'm just going to use a dry rub of the same seasoning that I used when I injected and marinated this in. So we're going to do one of each and really just kind of want to test it to see which one's going to be better. Personally, I think the salt and pepper is going to be better because it's going to add an additional layer of flavoring, but we're going to give it a try. So here's the mixed rub that I've got. Not going to put a ton on it. Don't want to over season the turkey, which you can really do, and it becomes a little bit overpowering, but just enough on there so it tastes good. So here we go. Get some on it. And with turkey, with poultry, with any kind of meat, really, you don't ever want to use oils. Oils attract bad smoke. You really just want to use, water-based stuff. So these are plenty wet, so that this rub should totally stick to it. Shouldn't have any problems with that. Get this thicker side here, make sure it's all good. Get it right here. Okay, and now for the traditional salt and pepper on the other one. And again, I always like to try to get all the sides all the way around, get those thicker sides. I always do the bottom side or the non-presentation side first. That way, if it falls off or whatever, it's not as big of a deal. But always get that presentation side so it just looks nice and pretty. What people like. Just make sure we get these thicker edges. And that's it. So now we'll just throw them on the smoker. Once it gets at the temperature I want and it gets to that consistent 260, then I'll throw them on. We'll put them on for about 2 hours or so. Really, you want to just kind of keep them in there until it starts to go like a golden color, like a little bit of a darkened brown color. Then after that, we'll wrap them with some butter and then throw them back in, finish cooking them. Probably use some temp probes on these, especially with poultry. I always use temp probes to make sure that I'm always getting them to a safe temperature to eat. But anyways, we'll get going with these and we'll be back. Alright, so now it's time to go ahead and check these turkey breasts. They've been in here for about a little bit over 2.5 hours now. Just going to look at them. One of them, the temp is registering at about 130. The other one is about 125. So let's just go ahead and look at them. So if you can see, hopefully y'all can see here, they're nice and golden brown. This is exactly what we're looking for. These are both ready to pull, and they're ready to get wrapped. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these out, and then I'll show you guys wrapping them and how to get them ready for the next phase. Alright, so here's the first turkey breast. This is the one that I use just salt and pepper on. So what I like to do is I really like to just try to coat it with butter. I use 2 layers of aluminum foil when I wrap turkeys, but coat it with butter on both sides. Use about a stick per breast. Just kind of break it in half and just smush it in. And then I just use these. Put each breast in its own little roasting pan before I put it back in the smoker. That way we can catch any juices that happen to leak out, and just make sure that we keep it nice and juicy and preserve as many juices as possible. So I just like to get this in my hands. It's softer. I keep it at room temperature, and then just kind of smash it right in to the turkey breast itself. And then what I'm going to do, you notice I'm putting this on the top side first. And then what I will do is I'll flip it over. I'm actually going to use probably one whole stick for one side and then use the other stick for the other side. So once I get it smashed in here, get it right into it, I'm going to flip it over. And then when I return this back to my cooker, I'm going to put the breast side. So I'm going to put it so that they're reversed. So the side that had the skin is now going to be down, and this side that was on bottom is now going to be up inside the smoker. And I feel like that just gives it nice, even cooking. Makes it so that everything goes very well. And I'll just keep the temp probe in there on the side as well. I use a wireless wireless probes. I like them a lot. Keep the wires out of the way. Keep having to replace probes too often because it's wireless. So all just works out really well. Leave it in there and it's in a good spot. Now, just wrap it up as best we can to try and preserve all this goodness. So I want to be careful because I got that temp probe over there, so try to push it around the meat itself, but don't want to puncture, of course, the foil with the temp probe. And now, put it in here, put it right back in the cooker. Alright, so here's our first turkey breast. It's all ready to go. It temped out right where it's supposed to be, according to the FDA, it's 165, so we'll go with that, but I'm not going to tell you when to not pull your turkeys and your chicken breast, but typically you can be okay at 150, really, in my experience. But who am I to judge? Pull it whenever you want to pull it. 165 is 165. That's what the government tells us. But this one's ready to go. And on that note, also with thighs, thigh meat, dark meat, those you really want to cook longer. Chicken. Wings, those you want to get between 175 and 185, really. That's where the cartilage and all the collagen inside the actual meat starts to actually melt down and makes it moist. So just a fun fact. A lot of people don't realize that. But here's turkey breast. This is the one that we put just salt and pepper on. So I'm trying to pull this out, but then I also want to save these juices if I can. And the reason why I want to save the juices is so that I can pour them on top of the meat, pour the butter on the meat as it's being served. I'll just slice it going this way, nice and thin, just horizontally all the way across. I don't really want to slice it just yet, but there it is. Looks great, nice color. It's going to taste delicious, and again, just slicing just like this, a little bit at a time, should turn out very well. Anyways, if you like this video, please continue to come back and watch for more content. I'll continue to post more videos. Please just like and subscribe, and that's all that I need to get this channel going and to keep it going. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Hey, I'm back. So actually I decided I'm going to go ahead and just carve this turkey and show you all what it looks like, so everybody can see. So I'll just put pieces in here. Here's my pan of butter, hot of butter that I'll be keeping warm here shortly, but I feel like we're at a spot where I can carve this and see how she looks. So we'll just start here on the end and just nice, simple, easy slices. Man, this knife is just cutting through here like butter. Like, this is so soft, so good, tender. The thing about poultry in general, turkey, chicken, is they really do a nice job of just absorbing smoke and the flavor of it, which is something that I've always really liked about poultry. Just the flavors that you get from it. You don't quite get it from other cuts of meat because they just don't have that capability. They just don't absorb like a turkey does. So just like to keep all this together if I can. Go. Getting into the thick stuff right in the middle. So again, I like to just keep it nice and thin. I mean, not too thin, but not like lunch meat thin, but just normal thickness, a 1/4 inch or so, maybe a little bit thinner. Not quite as, I feel like I do my briskets a little bit thicker, but then when I do turkey. Hey, there it is. Looks fantastic. Smoke ring really isn't something you have to worry too much about. Smoke ring really, all that it does is tells you that the meat was cold when you cooked it. It doesn't actually mean anything as far as flavor goes or anything else. The colder the meat is, the larger your smoke ring is going to be. So this one does have a smoke ring. It was a little bit cold this morning, but if you want to get like a really nice massive smoke ring, throw your meat on frozen. You'll get a huge smoke ring and everybody will be super impressed, but you'll find it doesn't actually make any difference with flavor. It's just a chemical reaction is all it is. So, but we're just about done with this one. Okay, there it is. Nice turkey breast all cut up and ready to go. All sliced. We'll go ahead and try this end piece here. Tastes fantastic. Tastes exactly how you would want smoked turkey to taste. Anyways, again, if you like this video, you like my channel, you like my content, please like and subscribe. I will continue to post more content, post more tips as well. I'm going to do some general barbecuing, also some general barbecuing tips for running a smoker. But also just post different meats, different tips and tricks that I've learned, and please just like and subscribe just to continue to help me and support my cause.